Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome in Salbris in France for the French Karting Grand Prix first round of the European Championship KZ, KZ2 and Air Academy Trophy. I'm here in the company of the CIK Executive Secretary, Mr. Kai Oberheide. Mr. Oberheide, thank you first of all for being with us this weekend. This is a pleasure to have you for this quick interview. First of all, I'd like to focus on one of the championship, one of the categories for this weekend round, the Academy Trophy, because there's been a lot of talk about the youngsters, of course, a lot of different countries, a lot of different drivers coming from all over the world. This is truly, one of the best categories that we have, and still a fantastic step for the young drivers to be in motor racing.
Yes, of course, and the Academy was introduced 9 years ago. And the target was from the side of the FIA to involve as much as possible ASNs. So, which mean at the end, not a driver can enter in this championship, but an ASN, so the National Sporting Authority. And it's quite successful over the years. And this year we are reaching the highest number of countries. In this case, 40 different countries. And for me, it's fascinating to see all those, let me say, young boys from different cultures, from different areas of the world, and competing here in Salbris for the first round.
What kind of values do you try to spread and share with those young drivers, because there are a lot of them still have a lot to learn? What kind of thing do you try to pass on? What kind of message do you try to tell them?
So first of all, the most of those drivers, especially outside of Europe, they bring back the message that it was a wonderful experience. This is our personal experience from the previous year. And if you go in the paddock, you will see a lot of smiling drivers, fathers or families. And of course, the Academy Trophy, of the name itself, we educate them. So this means we will have, or we had here already, a little, let me say, introduction on Wednesday morning already, where our race director went with them, for example, on the track to show them what different kind position the marshal post and so on. So on the other side, we will have in the next round FIA education program regarding safety, which will be held in Lonato, second round. So at the end, it's for them the first step on the international level, and even they can watch the heroes in karting, which are mainly at the moment in the KZ category.
Yeah, as well, the KZ, KZ2 indeed, the cream of the cream. Talking about heroes, there's been some late change in the FIA with the President Felipe Massa now in office. What do you think about having a former F1 driver as a president, and the fact that he was in Sano with us 2 weeks ago, he's going to be again this weekend here in Salbris, and he seems to be a lot involved, especially the young kids?
Of course, he said already that he wants to give something back to the sport, because he grows up in Brazil with karting. Then later he entered Formula One, and I guess 16 years he was running in different Formula One teams. So now he wants to give something back. And I think this is a positive impact if a driver wants to give something back. And from my point of view, this is an exception, because the most drivers, when they retire from their professional career, they are not going, let me say, directly in some federations or whatever. And it's, I think, a good experience for us. And for the publicity, this is also a good step to have such a famous Formula One driver now as a CIK president.
Final word, maybe. Is there anything you want to wish to the 51 drivers in the Academy that are going to run this weekend in Salbris?
Yes, of course, no accident. This is the main subject. And that they have in their mind that we are looking to have a fair sport. And if this will happen, so then I'm already happy. And I think the FIA can also happy to have this category.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Oberheide. It was a quick interview with the CIK Executive Secretary. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you back on track very soon.